All right. So Chad, you're up
That's why I
next.
kind of. That's why I kind of tripped him.
Hmm.
So when they do see him, it'd be like, yes.
Right. All right, Chad, you're up next. What did you want to do?
I want to try to put into the mind of one of the real cops that the cops that are in front of the door are vampires and to stake them.
Okay. That's definitely going to be a roll. Let me see what that is going to be a roll on. I think that's the tele. Let's see, auditory, mental manipulation. Right. So that's going to be a presence and security with a difficulty of 2. Um, and I'm just going to say difficulty of 2. I'm not going to put a range on it. You close enough.
All right, just give me a sec.
No problem. Presence and security. While you're doing that, gotta do some other things real quick.
I got a 1 and a 10.
Alright, that's 3 successes. So you guys get 1 momentum. So one of the cops sees that the one on the ground and the one running are vampires. OBS disconnected, of course it did. Hopefully, well, good thing I have it recording. But anyway, and he is going to look around for something wooden, like a branch, and then he's just gonna walk over and snap it off and prepare to stake one of the vampires. Alright, so that it means Connor, or actually Vamp 1, is gonna struggle to his feet. Connor, it's your turn.
I'm going to I'm gonna just basically body slam Vamp 1. So
Alright.
the cop has a advantage on trying to kick his ass.
Well, since he already has an advantage on that, it'll probably be a... So normally, let's see, melee is normally difficulty 1 contested. Remove 1 advantage, then it's just difficulty 1. Remove the other, then it's difficulty 0. So yeah, it's going to be a difficulty 0 if you can successfully get him on the ground for that stake to get where it needs to go. So roll daring and security. Yep. The daring and security, unfortunately, is going to have to be contested, though.
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright, so 1 success on the vampire cop. So you need at least 1 success.
I'm going to use 1 momentum.
Okay. Yep, you get a momentum back.
2.
And he's now on the ground, ready to be staked. In fact, I'm just going to say the cop comes up and stakes him and he disappears in the dust. And now that the cop is kind of in his right mind, he drops the piece of wood and just staggers back like, what the hell just happened? So that was, let's see, that was Connor. So now it's Vamp 2. I'm going to say a Vamp 2 runs and disappears into the crowd and into the darkness and is now out of sight and out of mind. So now, Connor, at least you are in full view of all the cops. Jordan is inside and Chad is invisible. Let's see. That was Connor. So I guess we'll go... Well, actually, we're out of combat now, technically. This time for real. So what do you guys want to do now? Keeping in mind you still have cops that are like swarming on you at the moment.
Yeah, Connor can't really do much because the cops are near him.
Yeah, they're definitely going to like move him to a corner out of the way and question him as long as he doesn't resist.
Yeah, he's going to just not resist. He's going to... He's just going to let them pull him to a corner.
Okay. What about Chad? What is he up to?
I'm going to follow them for the questioning. I'm just going to stick around. If the questioning goes awry, I'm going to make myself visible.
Okay. And Jordan? And just so you know,
gonna make her way to Cat.
Okay. And just so y'all know, the cops did swarm into the lobby and kind of surround Lilith's body to kind of try to figure out what the hell is going on there. But yeah, you make your way throughout the hospital. You get to Kat's room. Probably easy to find. You just look at some random doctor's clipboard and you can find the room number. Um, and
Maybe look for some gauze while I'm at it.
Right. Well, at the moment,
Or
she's
whatever.
kind of, when you find the room, she's kind of surrounded by doctors and nurses, and they're working on her. Um, as far as you can tell, just from like body language and what they're saying, and like the computer equipment, it's touch and go. It doesn't look good. It's at best case scenario, 30% survival. Um, what does Jordan want to do?
She's not going to interrupt the doctors. Instead, she'll turn and go find a bathroom or something that she can wash all this blood off of her face.
Okay.
Maybe
Yep.
she.
Okay. You do that. And just for dramatic effect, when you come back up from washing your face in the sink, you're looking in the mirror and you don't see anything there. You don't see anything behind you, but you get a strong feeling that someone's standing behind you.
Bad?
Hmm?
I'll ask if it's like, is it Chad that's standing?
Oh.
Like, I know how to play her, but
You hear a female
He doesn't
voice say, "Guess again," and then you see Faith standing behind you. This time, fully vamped out, and she is going to attack you. Let's see.
well, I guess I'm pulling my stake back out and fighting back.
All right.
Aiming for the heart, if I can help it. But if she's attacking me, it's probably I'm just making sure she doesn't land a bite on me. That's the
Right.
first thing I'm doing.
Yeah, at the moment she's just trying to slam your head into the mirror, so roll a daring. Oh my god. Oh. I must have not put in the numbers right. Hold on, let me. Could have sworn I did though. Battle, justice, yeah. The hell? That is so weird. Let me see if it does it again. Nope, it doesn't. So she gets 4 successes. You need to get 4 at least to not have your head smashed into the mirror.
Okay, because one thing too is that with my defensive training and against melee attacks,
So you need
it's going to
3.
increase the difficulty for. So yeah, so
Well,
I've seen 3 successes.
that's well, the problem with that is it increases the difficulty to hit someone, but if they get like an overwhelming success, like 4 successes, it doesn't really matter too much. You just want to get equal to or greater then, basically, either way, because if you say, so she at the moment she ambushed you, so she's the active character, so you at least have to get 4 successes to meet, even with the lower difficulty, because it would reduce it from 4 to 3. Hold on. And now I'm confused. So it reduces the difficulty to hit you from, or no, it increases the difficulty. Hold on, let me look at it again.
It would increase it.
Right. So it increases it from 1 melee contested to 2. Like I said, but she got 4 successes. So either way, if you get less than her, she will succeed. Oh shit! I accidentally rolled something. Oh, and
Well,
you.
that sounds about the kind of day that Jordan's been having.
Well, the good news is you managed to avoid having your head smashed into the mirror. What do you? How do you react? What is your response to that? Because now it's your turn.
He's surprised that Faith apparently has a bunch of strength now that was not there when Jordan last saw Faith.
Yeah, let me look at your talents. Do you have anything? Let's see. Vampiric sense, which would have been useful. Suspicious nature, Slayer strength, defensive training. I, Yeah, I think the closest thing would be your trait of what's that thing called? The visions that your character gets, which I need to add in here.
Anyway,
Visions. But yeah, basically you could tell that she is different, if that makes any sense.
okay.
It's hard to describe. It's all very esoteric, but she's not exactly the same as she was when you first saw her. Still a vampire, but just somehow more powerful. So what's your
Well,
move?
considering that Cat is somewhere close by, but Cat is not in any position to fight or to defend herself if Faith would decide to go after Cat. I guess Jordan's just gonna like, all right, we'll have a battle here then, is what she's thinking.
Okay. Roll your daring and security and or battle and whatever. And she will contest it, obviously. And depending on what you get, if you succeed or failed, she might have some information, but that just depends on what you do here. So, she definitely. So, are you trying to stake her? Or are you just trying to get her away from you or do hand to hand fighting?
I believe you did bring
I
out your
mean, as a
stake.
player, I think I should stake her, but the problem is that she's also another Slayer, so
She
Jordan
was.
probably would hesitate to actually stake her.
Okay, so you're just like throwing punches basically.
Yeah, well, okay, if I'm doing punches, then actually I can possibly deal more damage, so who
I
knows.
mean,
Um,
any amount of damage is good damage when dealing with vampires. But let me just look for a character sheet. Yeah. And what's your unarmed damage
I'm showing
is 2.
2.
So, all right. So she is you beat her kind of good. You beat her pretty good and she kind of staggers back and do you have the stake in your hand or is it still concealed?
It's still concealed at this
Okay.
point.
She kind of glances down around at your hands to see if you're holding anything, and then she looks up to you after a couple of swings with your fists, and then she says, "There's no there's no escaping our fate." And
Death?
you say that out loud,
Of course, that's her. Yeah, like what, death?
and she says, "I wish." And let's see. As she's about to attack, I'm gonna jump down back to the lobby. You two, Chad and Connor, you're in a corner outside getting interrogated, and then you hear screaming. Screaming is probably an overstatement. It's probably more just a very a cacophony of confused and terrified voices in the lobby. And the two cops that are kind of interrogating you, Connor, turn and one of them says, "Wait right here," and runs into the lobby with a couple other cops. What does Connor do? And Chad, I guess.
Yours, Chad, are you there?
As she says that, I put myself out, but I'm raising my hands, and I'm going to tell the cop, "There's things that go bump in the night. We are all screwed unless you let us go right now."
They ran inside.
Yeah, they ran back into the hospital and they told y'all to wait there. Whether or not you guys do is up to y'all.
Then
He's gonna turn the corner.
go ahead.
He's, he's gonna go around the corner just in case he didn't kill the. He's gonna just be around the corner just so if the cops want to talk to him again, he's there, but
So he's not
he doesn't
moving.
want to be. He's going around the corner.
So he's just is he moving away from the lobby? Okay. So you guys, unless Chad does something different, you guys are moving away from the lobby doors. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And again, if there's at any time you want to do anything different, just let me know. But I'm gonna jump back to Jordan and Faith. Faith, vamped out now, is going to lunge for Jordan's neck with fangs outstretched, or whatever the term is. So let's see. This is going to be contested, obviously. And I'm going to spend a threat to get another dice. And she is going to try to grab, because you don't have your stake out, she is going to actually attempt to grab you by the shoulders and just bite down on your neck. She gets 4 successes. Alright, Jordan.
Alrighty. Okay, I think I'm going to buy some dice with threat as well.
Okay, how many?
I'll do 2. Because
Okay.
I think then if I'm targeted by a melee attack and I buy a dice by adding threat, then I'm able to reroll the dice pool for that.
Okay.
For my defensive maneuvers. Anyway. And justice.
Whoa.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to re-roll that.
Yeah. Wow.
Because apparently Jordan and I are not on the same idea of
I
who
guess
has a death wish here.
Not. Oof. That's better. You still have a complication. Do y'all have momentum to get rid of that complication?
I think we still have.
Yes, we
Yeah,
still have momentum.
Okay, so yeah, you can spend 2 to get rid of it.
I will spend it.
Yeah.
No biting.
So
no biting the Slayer today.
Yeah, basically you could feel her teeth on your neck, but then you like shove her away. And what do you do next? It's your turn. I think it's your turn because she just went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steak's coming out now.
Okay. All right. Pull out the stake. Go ahead and make a daring security if you're going to attempt to actually stake her. And she is... Well, I'll wait for you to roll before I tell you what she does. Oh, nice. Oh, but you do have a complication. And this time, you cannot get out of it. So, the stake goes into her chest. And instead of trying to, get away from being staked, she actually grabs your wrists and plunges it deeper into her heart. And then snaps the wood inside her so that half of the stake is in your hand and half of the stake is in her heart. And then she just disappears, vanishes into dust, crumbles into dust and ash on the floor.
Does the other half of the stake fall back then with the ashes?
No, the other half of the stake is gone. I'm pretty sure. I saw an episode one time where she stuck like an axe into somebody's chest, and it went with the guy. So no, it goes with.
So she destroyed the stake, basically.
Yeah, that was the complication. Yep. That part, the destroying the stake, might have been unintentional, but you can tell that she definitely forced. Like, she definitely was not contesting being killed, if that makes any sense. And now that character is gone forever.
What kind of fate would...
I mean, besides
she's
vampires.
She's looking at her broken state going, what kind of fate are you talking about then?
I'm going to go ahead and say that outside you hear police officers shouting and coming in your direction.
Hides the steak again, or puts steak back
Puts
into
the tiny
concealed
piece,
plot.
yeah, the 2 inches of steak that she has left. All right.
Well, it's probably a good thing now. It's just a random piece of wood. Nothing to be worried about.
All right, so the doors open, and a female cop basically is like, "We need everyone out of down. We're evacuating at least the first level, and an investigation is going to be done. So go downstairs, please." And basically just gives you a bunch of other information about going downstairs and waiting to be interrogated, essentially.
Jordan just brushes past and is trying not to make too much eye contact or give any reason for the... She's, trying not to give any reason for this officer to look too closely.
Right. And when you get downstairs, you realize that there is no trace of Lilitu or her body or the blood that was gushing out of her on the ground. And there's probably like 20 cops surrounding the area where she was. And you overhear them basically saying, she was right there, and now she's just gone. She just disappeared right in front of us.
I'll make sure to wave over Jordan when she gets out.
Okay.
Right, Jordan will make her way over when she recognizes Connor.
Alright. So you guys meet outside.
When she gets there, she'll just she'll mutter, "Faith is dead." I think Kat's still okay.
That's good. There was some screaming in the lobby.
Yeah. Lilitu's... So aside from screaming, was there anything else that you saw or heard?
Nope.
Okay.
This
I
night
have a
gets
feeling
weirder.
that we're not done with Lilitu yet. I have a feeling that she's going to show up later.
Yeah. She's always gonna show up somewhere. Now that they're being exposed, it's gonna be a matter of time.
I need all 3 of you to make an insight security check. Difficulty 1.
6-2.
Nice. So you guys get a momentum. Insight, I think, is faith, if I remember correctly. And let's see, let's get another. Oh. So, Chad and Connor, as you guys are talking to Jordan, and it seems that the police have forgot about you guys. So, if you guys do want to make your escape, this will be the time. However, the two of you notice across the road, you see an individual leave a building, a doorway. As far as you can tell just by looking at the building, it looks to be kind of like a smaller version of this hospital. Kind of like it's like if it would be this would have been the hospital before they built this really big skyscraper hospital, basically, and then they kind of abandoned this old building. That's what you're looking at, and you see an individual exit, and this individual is vamped out, looking around, And the two of you can definitely make out that this individual is terrified and then beelines away from the building that he has currently seemingly escaped from.
What time is it?
It's nighttime. We'll go with that. I if I give a more specific answer, like midnight or something, then we'll have to start keeping track of time. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So basically he's going to say, okay, what do you want to do, you guys?
So you don't tell Jordan about the vampire that just ran out into the night?
There was a vampire over there.
Also, Connor,
Jordan.
at this point, you start to feel very strange, almost like your chest is hurting, but you're not really sure why. It's not a it's like an indigestion kind of pain. It's not like someone stabbing you. It's just like a little uncomfortable, kind of a small sharp pain.
I'm hungry.
And I suppose that means we better get out of here. I don't want to leave Kat by herself, but there's really nothing more that we're going to be able to do.
Yeah, and we can't get back into the hospital to check on her.
Well, I can.
That's right, you can.
Yes, again.
I'll go check on her.
If there's any way
Please,
you can...
please be around where I can find you, or at least let me know where you're headed so I can meet back up with you guys, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
He gives him yeah, he Connor just gives him his address, so if he's going to see if he snacks on something, see if that's the problem.
Question: was your address one of the ones that was destroyed, or was that just Jordan's address? I remember. I thought there was two people who
Jordan.
lost. Okay, so you didn't.
Yeah, mine too, I
Okay.
think.
So Connor's the last one with a place to stay. Okay, I just want to keep track of that. All right, so yeah, Chad, if you want to head up or head over to the operating room, you're more than welcome
Yes.
to. When you get there, and Connor and Jordan, as soon as he goes to check on Kat, do you guys head towards Connor's place, or are you guys waiting for Chad?
I mean,
I
if we
get
told him to meet us at Connor's place, then in Jordan's mind, we'll meet him back at Connor's place, so
Okay.
there's no point in staying out in the
Yeah.
street.
Okay. So as before we get to Chad, as Connor and Jordan begin walking down the road away from the hospital, um, in a dark alley, kind of standing there smoking on a cigarette, you see a man with blonde bleach hair and a long leather trench coat, and he kind of glances over to Connor, doesn't really make any eye contact with Jordan, but looks at Connor and then disappears back into the shadows of the alley. Chad, as you approach the operating room in your ethereal state, you can hear the familiar sound of a flatlined monitor.
Oh, crap.
And what?
Can I try to heal the person with my abilities? I have.
Let's see.
I have what's it called? An apothecary bag and hold on a second. Let me look at my character sheet.
Let's see. You have some herbs. It says magical healing herbs gives 1 plot point or roll reason and medicine. The number of successes go up to 4. Number of successes up to 4 go to plot points. So yeah, you can roll reason and medicine, and then however many successes you get up to 4 will go to plot points for Cat.
Nice. I got a 1 and a 7.
Okay, so that's 3. So as you're kind of there, the cops are. I mean, not the cops. The doctors are kind of, once they've heard the flatlining machine, they turn it off. They kind of move away. They start talking about, oh man, this is terrible, and then you kind of move in with your invisible bag of healing, and you start giving herbs, somehow, and the monitor starts beeping normally again. But she is definitely going to remain unconscious for the foreseeable future. Probably in a permanent coma, but she is alive.
Awesome. Then after that, I'm going to try to go back to where they are and fill them in.
Okay, so let's go back to Connor and Jordan real quick. What do you guys do? You guys follow the vampire into the dark alley, or do you continue on to your hideout?
Connor goes into the dark alley.
Okay. Jordan, what do you think when you see Connor just veer off towards this weird man that you can clearly sense is a vampire, that you probably have no idea who he is?
Oh, I thought I hadn't seen the man, because you were saying that.
I don't.
that
Did you? I don't think there was a roll.
I guess he made
required,
eye
was there?
contact with Connor specifically, so my assumption
Yeah.
was that Jordan didn't notice.
I mean, either way, it
But-
doesn't matter to me. But Connor is going in that
I mean,
direction.
because she's going to start following him, because she's never been to Connor's place. I can't
Right.
remember if she's been to Connor's place before or not. Or
Probably not.
well, she probably doesn't remember the whole way anyway. So she's like, okay, we're just
Yeah.
taking a way through an alley to get to Connor's place. And
Okay.
I think when she'll see that he's coming up to someone else, she's like, oh,
hmm
hopefully he's a friend.
And
If he's
yeah, and you can sense he's a vampire because you have that trait. But Connor, what do you say? You could see that this man is standing facing away from you now, still smoking on a cigarette, and he hasn't faced you and he hasn't said anything. What does Connor do?
What do you want now, Spike?
He kind of looks startled as he looks over at you and says, "Bloody hell, I didn't think you'd actually come over here." Just there to give you some information, if that's all right. And he kind of looks over to Jordan and grins a bit, and he says, "I see you found yourself a slayer."
Yeah.
Well, head back to the Irish district. You'll find what you need there.
Thank you.
You won't be thanking me if you end up dead. Just keep your head down. I'm not gonna help you all the time.
He then leaves the alleyway and heads to the Irish Channel district.
wait,
Alright.
but how is Chad going to know where to find us if we're not back at your place?
We'll swing around back to my we'll go to my place first and then go to the Irish Channel.
Okay. Or if we
Because
just
it's on
leave,
the way.
yeah, out of player we can just leave him a note, but yeah, Jordan's gonna be like, wait, if we're not there when he shows up, he's gonna think something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically Connor's house is on the way to the Irish Channel anyway.
Yeah. All right. So we'll say that you
Okay.
get there
Works
just
out.
a couple minutes before Chad arrives. I mean, Chad's a ghost, so he's probably pretty quick. And I'll let you guys figure out what you want to tell each other.
He just goes into his house, which he knows. You would know that he has security cameras outside the door to make sure that he can see who's coming up to the house.
I don't think they're gonna pick up a ghost though, unless you got some really special
know.
security cameras.
I know, but just in case it's unwanted guests.
Okay. So besides waiting for Chad, is there anything else that y'all do there?
He's gonna have something to eat. He says, make yourself at home.
Okay. When you eat, the strange sensation in your chest does not abate. In fact, it's starting to get worse. Now it feels like something is trying to crawl out of your chest. And
Okay.
in your head, you hear chanting in Latin.
Damn it.
What was that?
Something's not right now. Wish Chad could hurry up to Getty because I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't have much time. Can you write a note saying we're going to the Irish Channel, the Irish district?
Well, he's gonna show up right before y'all leave. So
Yeah, just write a note and because I don't think I got much time. For some reason, somebody's gonna either kill me or somehow.
Jordan will finish writing the note, um, and give Connor kind of like a kind of almost confused stare, like, "Well, what do you mean? Like, we already have, like, we've had the same thing chasing after us for the last couple of hours." But she won't necessarily like she'll. I don't know. She looks like she wants to say something, but she's not really sure what she's going to what she would ask. So she's not actually going to say anything to that.
When we finish, he's gonna open the door.
and Tolly, when do you want Chad to show up there?
Right now.
Okay, yeah, you open the door and you see Chad's face.
He goes, "Oh,
Boo!
say,
Not funny.
he goes,
Kind of was.
how long?" He goes to Chad, "We're going to the Irish Channel. Uh, how long have you actually been alive? As a ghost?"
So dead.
Honestly, I don't recollect my death. So I could have been killed recently or a long time ago. All I know is I was sent here to protect a Slayer, and, well, this is what I am now.
Do you know any way that a soul vampire can get killed without being staked? A vampire being staked.
Let me look at my character sheet real quick.
Um, and yeah, just out of character, or I mean, there are different ways to harm vampires without being staked. Everyone pretty much knows that. However, in this situation, I would say that um, I don't think Chad would think that Connor's being killed. At least, not his body. I think Chad would think it's definitely something more mystical, something else. If you want,
Um,
Definitely,
if you want to, Chad,
you
you can
tell
use that Book of Shadows to spend to have one free obtain information spend.
yeah, I'll use my Book of Shadows.
So you pull up a spectral book of shadows that I'm guessing is like a copy of the real one that was in your place that got attacked earlier, and you're just looking through it and you find, um, oh, not this one, please God, not this one, wrong one. Um, Question for Connor first: did you tell him about the chanting? Would you tell him about the chanting that you heard in your head, or just
yeah.
Okay.
He would have.
If you describe what's going on, the thing that you're, and if you tell him the physical words that are being said, Chad, as you're reading through your mystical book, the only thing that comes close to this is a spell to remove a soul.
Oh, this is not good. Apparently, according to my book, that somebody had cast a spell to remove your soul. The effects can take days, it could take minutes, but we need to figure this out fast.
Yeah. Apparently, we have to go to the. Uh, I think it's the Irish channel that we got a helpful tip. So we're looking for, I think it may be there.
Well, then we have to go very soon. Don't
Yeah.
delay.
Okay. So y'all heading towards the Irish uh,
Yeah.
section.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So just gonna move some stuff around. You're walking through. Whoops, you don't need that yet. You're walking through the Irish Channel, and as the more you walk through, through the alleyways and down the street, the more you notice individuals kind of meandering around, kind of keeping their eyes on you. And the deeper in you go, the more these individuals that are clearly human um, no longer become human, but more vampire in nature. And then once you get pretty much to the center of the Irish Channel, it is 50-50 humans and vampires together, observing, guarding certain places, coming in and out of certain places. Very strange and very dangerous. I would say you just from looking around, you could clearly see dozens of vampires and humans, but based on kind of intuition and figuring things out, there's probably hundreds of them around without you actually having to physically see them. And at the very center of the Irish district is a building that says Irish pub in very obvious Irish Celtic stereotypical letters. And standing outside are two vampire guards, kind of clad in leather. They both look identical. They look like they could be twins. And they are standing there just kind of looking around. I'm going to say, because I have the picture for it, I'm going to say they're both female, because I think my male vampire does not have a leather jacket. No, he does not. So they're just kind of standing outside. It's up to you guys. Actually, the door's over here around the other side. If what you want to do, but clearly this is some kind of hub, some kind of potential headquarters of some sort. It's up to you guys if you want to go in, what you want to do, how do you want to handle it, etc.
Let me scope this out first before you guys enter. Um, and I could let you guys know what I see or what I hear inside. I will remain
But
invisible, and then I'll come back to you guys. Okay?
yep.
All right, so you just float over through the wall, or do you
Yep.
do you check perimeter first, or do you just go straight in?
I want to check the perimeter first, and then I'll go in.
Okay. The back door has two human guards. They don't look identical. They just look like two human guards. The front door, as I mentioned before, has two vampire guards, both vamped out. Seems like this part of the city is pretty much taken over by vampires, although it's strange because nobody has mentioned anything about it, at least publicly. Um, yeah, other than that, nobody seems to notice you, obviously. However, you do get a strong, very strong magical sense from within this Irish pub. You definitely can tell that there's some kind of magic going on inside. Do you go inside? Do you float inside?
Yes, I'm gonna float inside.
Okay. The first thing you see is probably a dozen humans at various tables, just sitting around drinking, eating, chatting, just doing normal things that humans do in bars and pubs. The other thing you notice is there's almost half that many vampires. Some of them are sitting around, drinking, even at the same table as the humans. Others are just walking around or standing guard. One of the vampire cops that made it out earlier is sitting there, taking, just putting his feet up, just, after a nice hard job, a nice hard day's job of being evil. At the kind of towards the center of the room is a woman in black hair, jet black eyes, pale skin with black veins. Her hands are outstretched and she's chanting in Latin, and she is speaking the verses to remove a vampire's soul. And what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go back and tell them, like, through the back door, how many, if there's any vampire guards through that door, or is it just the two humans out in the back?
It's just the two humans.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go back to the team and say, well, I believe that we have a small opening. The back door is probably the way you want to go. Two human guards. There is what appears to be a witch chanting the soul removal for you, I suppose. There's probably a dozen humans and probably a half a dozen vampires in there, if you want to go in at all. But that's what I see.
I'm going to have to stop the ritual anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Back door it is?
Yep.
Okay. I'm moving y'all's tokens there. If y'all want to move your tokens to wherever you want them, that's fine. I'm just putting them there for my benefit to know where you guys are roughly. So, how do you guys want to take out these two humans? Presumably, I'm assuming you're just going to knock them out since they're human, but if you want to kill them, that's up to you. Also, Connor, while you guys are deciding how you're going to do this, I need you to roll a discipline, command, and control. So that's power. Difficulty 3 to keep your soul intact.
I'm gonna give you...
Use momentum. We got some still.
Okay, I'll use 2 momentum.
Alright.
Yes.
Wow. You get a momentum back and you feel your eyes begin to glow slightly. You feel like something's about to just leap out of your chest, but then it subsides. Your eyes stop glowing. And you are still in control for the moment.
He's going to... He's saying, we need to hurry up now.
Alright then.
So how are you guys doing it?
Knock him out straight away.
Gotta be fast about it. So probably not.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm
As
gonna
much
need
as we want to be discreet.
Oh, so you're just running up and landing blows to the head? You're not trying to be stealthy?
I guess it depends on how
Nope.
urgent do we think it is that Connor's gonna lose his spirit. Or sorry, spirit, soul.
Well,
But
it's up to y'all.
Basically,
I don't know. Connor's the one losing a
Connor,
soul, not Jordan here.
Yeah, and you guys do know, like,
Connor's just gonna.
as far as strength goes, it's just gonna take a punch. Like, you guys are good on that. It's a matter of if they're gonna alert anybody.
Connor's just gonna go up and run up and punch one of them,
All right.
knocking one of them out.
Daring and security. It's gonna be contested. I have to, let's see. I'll roll the Irish Gangster one. Daring security for whoever's knocking them out. If it's Jordan or if it's Connor or both.
Both of us, I think.
Both of us. Yeah, it will have to be both of us.
Yeah, and I'm gonna spend a threat to get a dice, and I'm just rolling for. Well, for now I'll roll for one, depending on what you guys get. So you need 3 successes to beat.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a threat.
Okay.
You have
2.
2 momentum, by the way.
I'm gonna give you a momentum. I'm gonna use 1 momentum.
Instead of the threat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan, you gonna get one or not?
Yeah, Jordan will
Cool.
assist. I need to reset a couple things on my sheet.
And,
yeah, I give us 2 momentum back.
Okay. Yeah. So he's out. So I just need.
I'm gonna spend a momentum. So.
Okay. Failures or complications result in the same thing. They're knocked out, but they are you will be noticed by everybody else, which defeats the purpose of knocking them out. All right, you knocked both of them out, and just gonna delete it. It doesn't matter. So you're able to sneak into like a storage room, kind of like where people put the supplies for beers and pubs and stuff like that. And you hear a voice talking to someone whispering, and you can barely make out. Well, I think the vampire's hearing is probably the best. You hear him say, "I lost another vampire today. The experiments are not going well, sir." What do you guys want to do?
Somebody up there experimenting on vampires. Connor says. Connor says that there's a dude experimenting on vampires. Hello?
Did we lose him?
It was me.
I don't. Connor says that there's a dude up ahead that's experimenting on vampires.
Then we'll have to be careful.
And there's some muffled voices. They seem to have lowered their voices to the point where you can't really hear them. But after a few, probably 30 seconds of mumbling back and forth to each other, the man who was talking about experimentation says, "And what about the boy? Are you going to bleed him like you promised?" And a few seconds later, the door shuts. And as far as you can tell, you're alone in the storage room now.
He's going. Okay, he's going up to the door to listen in.
To listen? Is that what you said?
Yeah, listen.
Roll Insight Security, anybody who wants to. This will be for visual and hearing. So I'll give you stuff that you might want to know about the storage room you're currently in, but this is for hearing, I guess.
Double 2s.
Alright. So, oh, nice. I'm going to say difficulty is, let's see. It's going to be scaled, but it's going to be 2 to hear through the door. So Jordan's the only one who doesn't hear anything through the door. Um, but I will give you information on what you see around the room. Seems like a traditional, just normal pub with stuff. Because there are vampire patrons, you do notice that there are like pitchers and kegs and gallons of blood, probably human blood. But other than that, you don't really notice anything or see anything out of the ordinary. As far as what Connor and Chad can hear, you guys hear the typical, talking when you're in a pub and drinking and, normal pub stuff. But you also hear, um, you hear the guy that was talking earlier. Um, you don't hear him talking about. It's kind of muffled. He's probably on the other side of the room. But this time he seems to be talking to whatever the witch is in the middle of the room that's basically chanting, which you also can hear. And he's basically saying, I don't know why you're bothering with that. We can just make other vampires instead of having to recruit him. And you hear a couple other voices, one male, one female, but you can't really tell if it's part of just the group that's drinking and, having fun in the pub, or if it's one of the others, one of the leaders or two of the leaders. Based on what you could tell from this guy that was talking about doing experiments on people, he doesn't seem to be a leader. He seems to be more of a lackey who has ingratiated himself with the leaders. And that's pretty much what you hear at the moment. What do you guys want to do next?
He's gonna alcohol. So there's alcohol there, right?
Yep.
How much alcohol?
I mean, several kegs.
Okay.
And like alcohol, like, flammable kinds and shit like that too on the shelves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like all kinds, any kind. Like, if you're looking to burn stuff, that's definitely something that can happen. Just keep in mind,
Yes.
Yeah.
you're also flammable. In fact, only the ghost is not flammable.
Okay. See, the idea that Connor has, he's gonna try to explode this bar up with the alcohol.
Okay.
He looks at Chad and Jordan, and he goes, we can explode the bar up.
Molotov cocktails?
Yes.
Let's do it.
It will break the concentration.
That's true. Willow does. I mean, the random witch does need concentration to remove a soul. So, all right.
Yeah.
But before you do that, I need you to make another command and control to not have your soul removed. Difficulty is 3.
Definitely power.
Are you?
Is there a way I can assist?
I don't think so.
All right.
This is definitely like a willpower thing. And it's not permanent. Like, eventually, she will take your soul. Like, that's unavoidable. This is mainly just to postpone it for a little while.
And I'm gonna... Looking at it. I'm gonna use a moment. I'm gonna give you 2 threat.
Okay. Ooh. You didn't. So
Yeah, I know.
as you're kind of grabbing some bottles to put in like the little to put some rags in to light them on fire, um, I'm gonna just for dramatic effect, I'm gonna say both Chad and Jordan see your eyes light up golden and then fade, and now your alignment is evil, and you really don't give a shit what happens to these two.
He just walks out the bar.
So, wait, you walk into the bar, into the pub?
No, he walks at the back door.
Okay, so because Jordan and Chad saw this, I'll give them a chance to try to stop you or do anything if they want to. Chad, you for sure know he's now not got a soul. Jordan, I don't. That's up to you if you know about stuff like that. But what do you guys want to do?
I want to continue to blow up the bar.
All right. So as you're doing that, Jordan, he's heading towards the back. Do you try to stop him?
Connor, what you up to?
I think this is a good place to spend threat.
He just walks out the door.
So as you're getting to the back door, as you're grabbing it to open it, it splinters. And I need you to roll daring and security, base difficulty of 3, plus whatever is contested. So basically, you have to get 3 plus more than what the opposite person gets. So let me just roll what they get, and then you'll know how much you need to get. So you need to get 5 successes to not be thrown across the room.
Okay,
Oh wait, no. Yeah. I'll say 5. 5 is fair. No, it should be actually 6. But if you get 5, you'll be all right. You might get knocked down, but you won't get injured too badly.
I'm just gonna give you 3 threat.
Okay. Ooh, 3 and 2 20s. Oh man. All right, you definitely are taking a punch from Illyria. This could actually kill you. Alright, let's see. Oops, wrong one. Quality 5. Alright, you take 5 stress from whatever you have. Which I don't know what that is. Let me check. I think you're at 8, right? Yeah, so you're down to 3.
Yes.
Basically, if you were human, you'd be dead. The only reason you're not is because her punch through the door into your chest did not, she doesn't have a wooden fist. So, like, you can feel your bones going into your heart. You would be dead if you were human. All right, let me get the music back on. That's good enough. So now we're going to go back into combat. So let's see. Connor, I'm going to say you're going to be last since you're like on the ground pretty much. Jordan, you kind of were facing the door ready to deal with whatever's going on, so you go first. Illyria will go after that. Chad, you can go after that because you were busy doing something. But now I'm assuming you're not. Or you are, but you're almost done with it. So I'll have you actually roll to do that first. And then Connor at the very end. So Chad, go ahead and roll to get your Molotov cocktail ready. First of all, you're going to have to roll to manifest physically so you can actually pick stuff up. Or actually, it's going to be the psychokinesis. So just roll control and security, and the difficulty is going to be 2, and that way you'll at least have 1 Molotov cocktail ready.
Double ones.
Nice. So 4. So you guys are +2 momentum. I don't know where you guys are at momentum, so just add that to whatever you
We
guys
have
have.
3, I think.
Okay. So yeah, he's basically all the way. I'm just gonna say he's all the way in the back, kind of. All right. So Illyria steps in. You see this blue-haired woman in like bred in black leather walk in. Jordan, you're up.
Well, if only some other vampire had freaking broken my stake.
I don't think a stake is gonna do much to her.
Probably not.
By the way, did you ever watch Angel?
I watched part of the first season,
Oh
and then I
God.
never finished it. So
Who
that's
here?
why out of player I'm making all these
Yeah.
dumb comments about. I don't know if I don't know if the stake's gonna work or not.
I've watched all of them.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go ahead and say that Chad, as a ghost watcher, probably knows who Illyria is, and knows that probably on par with Lilitu, if not more. So I'll let you guys decide what you want to do from here. But yeah, Jordan, you're up. So, and also I'll go ahead and tell you for free that you do know that eventually someone, people have heard the noise. Someone's gonna come and check on you guys.
Okay. She's going to look over and just check to see that Connor's okay, ish. Obviously, getting tossed about is never fun. She knows from her tussle with Lilitu.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he's bleeding and in a lot of pain and moaning and still without a soul. So he's pretty much in bad shape. In fact, he might not even get a turn because he lost a lot of stress. He's below bloodied.
Yeah.
So he might just be down.
Are these like stairs that lead anywhere?
I mean, if you want them to, sure.
Really? Okay, ever since we're talking about Molotov cocktailing the bar, Jordan's like, maybe I don't need to be in here when it goes off.
I mean,
so maybe I need to start just trying to get outside the building. She's going to, instead of so she'll probably go over and try and at least help Connor up to his feet.
Okay.
And if there is another door, I don't think there's another exit, but she's going to at least try and get some distance from.
Okay. So we'll deal with how Connor reacts to a Slayer getting him up off the ground in a minute. But we're going to jump to Illyria now. And she is just going to move forward and ignore the ghost completely. Chad, you get a feeling, even though you're kind of invisible and using your telekinesis to manipulate the Molotov cocktail, you get a feeling she knows you're there and she just doesn't care. And she is going straight for the Slayer. And Chad, you're up. What do you want to do?
I want to take the Molotov cocktail and throw it into the bar where the other alcohol is. Like behind the bar or whatever, so
Okay.
the flames would be big.
All right. So that requires you to open the door into the bar, and all the people out there are going to see the door open. They might not see you because you're a ghost, but they will know that somebody or something has opened the door. Are you doing that?
Yes.
Okay. Door swings open. Jordan and Chad, you both see like half a dozen Irish gangsters and vampires and and the random witch walking towards that direction. Go ahead and make a control and security, because technically it's arranged, difficulty 2 to hit the bar and cause a horribleness.
All right. Nice. I got a 1 and a 6.
All right, you guys get a momentum. The bar goes up in flames. Vampires start running because fuck that. The humans are just like whatever. All right, so now it is Connor's go. Connor, you are being helped up by a vampire slayer. What do you do?
He's super confused about it. But he doesn't trust the chick that punched him. So it's like...
Well, he definitely doesn't. If he's a vampire without a soul, he definitely wouldn't trust a slayer,
Yeah,
especially one
he
who's
wouldn't
picking him
trust
up off the
the.
ground.
So he's extra suspicious about this Slayer. So he's gonna play along and see where it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you are back to your feet. I'm gonna say that's pretty much all you can really do, being so badly injured. But next time you'll be able to fight if that's what you want. Let's see. Brings us back to Jordan. He seems to be going along with it pretty well. He's up on his feet and he's ready to apparently help you fight. What does Jordan want to do?
So she'll mutter like something like, "If you try to bite me, I will break your fangs off." You won't eat anything.
Nice.
Anyway, then she's gonna turn back and go, "Okay, better." Well, she's thinking, "Okay, now I actually have to." This is gonna suck. Anyway, so I guess she's just gonna have to. She's just gonna run and punch.
Okay.
Because apparently that's the only thing she ever seems to be good at in this game is just fighting. So.
Yeah, we'll figure that. We'll revamp it eventually. No pun intended. All right, so daring and security against Illyria's daring and security. I'm not even gonna add add dice to that. Pretty sure she's gonna get 2 successes.
Since we've got some momentum, I'm going to go ahead and use some of that.
She got 3 successes, so I get a. Actually, I'll wait for you to roll before I decide how much threat I get from that. Because I might not get any. Oh, wow.
And a complication.
So you got 5 successes and a complication. So, roll unarmed strike damage, I guess? Or not roll it, but just click it. Because I think it's what, 2 HP?
Okay, I was going to ask about that because of the Slayer's strength talent. Well, okay, that's because then there's no damage dice in this game.
Unfortunately, no.
That's more of a Star Trek thing.
Add 1 damage
but I'm supposed
die
to be able to add damage
to your stress rating. Or 2 damage dice if you have a justice. Do you have a justice 11 or higher? Yes, you do.
Yeah,
so
mine's at 11.
And your normal unarmed is 2, so your unarmed is actually 4.
I think is how it works out.
That's how we're doing it. We'll figure it out later.
Okay. As far as that complication, I think I did get 5 successes, which beats the 3. I guess I'm probably going to buy off the complication. I just don't know if I got any momentum from that battle justice roll.
You get 2 momentum, but you also have. Oh, you went down to 3, so you back up to 5. So you're back down to 3 if you buy it off.
Yeah, I think I should buy it off.
Okay. All right. So you tell me, describe how you do damage to this bad guy that you don't know anything about.
This bad god. Anyway. Well.
Ouch.
Punch to the face is what I would guess is where she's probably aiming.
Okay.
So
you punch her in the face. Her whole body doesn't move. It's like you're punching a wall, but her head slightly turns like an inch to the left or whichever direction you're punching, and she flexes her jaw and then turns back to look at you, and now it's her turn. And she is just going to throw you through the wall. So let's see.
Melee attacks have an extra difficulty against me.
Okay, so well, either way, you got to roll against it. So
yeah, I'm just saying.
Decide how many dice you want to put to that. I would put a lot to it. Just saying.
Well, considering that we have 3 momentum.
You can give me threat. I'm actually gonna spend a threat to get a 3rd dice. So the difficulty is normally 2 because of the increased difficulty, but she gets 3 successes. So and she has a complication. So you need at least 3 successes. I think that's actually better than increasing the difficulty, I think, because either way she's gonna get 3 successes. So you just need 3 successes to oppose that. And she did get a complication, so Did you already roll?
No, I'm in the
Okay.
process of
Sorry,
rolling.
Everything looks the
That's
same.
4 successes, and
Alright.
oh, it's a 19, not a 20.
So basically, she tries to grab you, and you like use your own momentum and kind of spin, and she kind of goes over you and out the door, right into the witch, and they kind of just crumble onto each other, on the floor, and
It's right through Chad.
yeah, Chad's just like, what the fuck? um, yep, and now it is Chad's turn. You have successfully caught a third of the bar, a third of the pub on fire. Most of the vampires are fleeing because they're flammable. The humans are too stupid to run because even though they're flammable also, they're a different kind of flammable. And you are like literally inches away from a god and a witch.
I want to make another Molotov cocktail.
All right. What was that? Control and security, difficulty 2.
7 and a 6.
All right, you have the cocktail ready. That's gonna take a minute or a next turn to throw, though. Connor, what are you doing? You have just so you know, you do have a clear path out to the door.
Okay, he's just gonna he's gonna look and because he wants some payback on that
Oh, really?
person who punched the dude. He's just gonna grab the Molotov cocktail and just throw it down at the
At the
feet of the
at the blue-haired girl.
at the god.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jad, do you allow him to take the Molotov cocktail?
That's where I was going to throw it.
Okay, so yeah, you just take it, throw it. Roll control and security, difficulty 1 because she's on the ground. If you get a complication and you fail, I'm just gonna say you set yourself on fire. Okay, good. So yeah, you guys get another momentum and you throw it and it hits. And let's see, just gonna check on their hit points. Alright, so it starts burning Illyria a little bit, but it starts burning the witch a lot more. And the witch...
And he's gonna run in.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah?
Not...
And he runs in the opposite direction.
You mean out the back door?
Yeah.
Alright, well, you're not gonna... we'll just say you get to the back door and then we'll figure out if you actually get out or not next turn. But you make it to the door.
Yeah.
The witch, you guys see, vanishes in kind of like a cloud of black smoke. Chad, you would recognize it as a teleportation spell. And the blue-haired woman gets... Let's see, where are we at? Connor did that? Okay. Gets to her feet. And now it is... Actually, I haven't done the NPCs yet, so they're swarming into the back at this moment. The humans. The vampires, again, staying towards the back door. You can see the scientist guy that was doing experiments at the front door. I meant front door, not back door. At the front door, as if they're ready to flee as well. So Jordan, what do you do?
There are barrels back here that have human blood in them. Was that correct?
That is
Jordan
correct.
noticed at least that much.
Yep.
She's thinking it's probably time to get out of here too. So in a way, she wants to head for the door, but on the way maybe turn over a barrel of blood so that it's harder for someone else to come after her.
Okay. So you run for the back door. That's not really a roll. You just knock over a barrel and blood goes everywhere. And then not only will the humans slip on it, but the vampires will probably stop to try to drink it. Let's see. As you get close to the back door, actually, with probably like 10-20 feet away from Connor, both of you come face to face with a man with dark hair and a black leather jacket. And let's see, which of his many talents is he going to use? Nah, disintegration is too easy. He's going to use psychokinesis as well, except he's going to grab both of you and halt you in your place. And I am going to spend 2 threat to do that, to get 2 more dice. And let's see. Oh, he did get a complication though. He did succeed in stopping you with telekinesis. However, yes, I think that would be a good complication. Out of the corner of the alleyway, just from the darkness, a familiar man with bleach blonde hair tackles him across the alley and just shouts to both of you, "Get out of here! This is definitely above your pay grade." Do you guys run?
He runs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Jordan?
Oh, if the telekinesis breaks, and
yeah. As soon as he was tackled, it broke.
Okay. It's like, I'm trying, but I'm a little stuck here. No.
All right. And Chad, what are you up to? Are you fleeing as well, or are you gonna face off against the blue-haired hippie?
I'm going to take one more chance to make another Molotov cocktail and try to throw it at him before leaving, I suppose, if I can do that.
Control and security, difficulty 2. And as you're rolling that, we're going to go back to, let's see.
6 and a 4.
Okay. So pretty much, Chad, you're the only one in combat at the moment that's on the good team. So I'm just going to go back to you. And allow you to throw it. Another control and security, difficulty 2.
All right. 4 and a 2.
All right, you throw it. I want to say so bad that Illyria just catches it, because that would be cool. But it doesn't. It burns her and the humans around her, and the humans run screaming in pain. And she just, as the fire kind of envelops her, she just grins and glares at you angrily. She doesn't make any movement or any flinching. It's almost like she doesn't even feel the fire on her. But you could tell that it's starting to sizzle her skin away, and she just glares at you with this death glare that, like, you could see, even though you're invisible, she knows you're there. What do you do?
I'm gonna get the fuck out of there.
Okay. You follow your friends out and run down the alleyway away from this hellhole. Alright, you guys have successfully escaped that, whatever that was. And now are running down the... I want to know what Connor's up to. You guys are out of combat, by the way. You're out of initiative order. Connor, what are you up to? You don't have a soul. You're with a Slayer and apparently a ghost that you know. So what is Connor up to? What's he thinking? What's he want to do?
He's just gonna try and get away from them and go back to his place.
Are you trying to run away from them, or are you trying to sneak away from them, or are you just trying to tell them to fuck off?
He's just gonna. Yeah, he's just running off.
All right, Jordan and Chad, do you guys try to follow him? I would say definitely, Chad, you know that he doesn't have a soul. I don't know about Jordan. I don't know how much she would know about all of this.
I'm gonna let the other character know that he's soulless now.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it before.
So do you try to chase him or no?
Because there's only one way to get his soul back, and the only way he knows to get his soul back is the person who took it.
Wait, is he actually going to get his soul back?
No, he's gone back to his apartment.
Oh, okay. The reason why I ask is because, I mean, unless you're one specific character, most demons slash vampires don't want their soul. But if you're the kind of vampire that does, I have to know that for story reasons.
Yeah, he does want to.
Okay,
So
I'll keep that in mind. So he's basically going to his apartment, but he's gonna plan eventually to try to get his soul back.
yeah,
Okay, as long as he's not running right now to do it. That's the important thing. Okay, so if you guys aren't giving chase, where are you guys going, Jordan and Chad?
It's up to Jordan.
I assume away from this
This-
area.
Definitely away from this area. This is the Irish district.
Yeah.
If there's a bus stop nearby, she wants to hop on a bus and just use that as well, actually, no, I take that back because
Excuse
she
me.
wants to get away. But if Connor's running away on foot, then who knows where he's gonna be? Since she didn't chase him.
I mean,
Yeah.
I imagine he would go back to his apartment. I don't know,
Mhm.
because his was the only one that wasn't destroyed. But where does she want to go?
Just away. I guess if she knows where since she's been to his apartment now, she knows she could circle back there after taking a more scenic route to get there.
Okay.
Just in case anybody's following.
Yeah. And is Chad following Jordan, or going with Jordan?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you get on a bus or some form of public transportation and go around a route around the city, probably. You get probably 15-20 minutes into this bus route, and Jordan, you hear up front the bus driver say, "God damn it, these crazy people standing in the middle of the road. Get out of that, move. I'm trying to, can't you see I'm driving here?" What do you do?
She pulls the cable to get the bus or the like,
To get
"This
the
is
fuck
my stop."
out. Okay. As you get up to go out the back, because I think they have two doors, one in the front, one in the back. We'll just say they do for the convenience sake. You do see individuals standing in front of the bus. One is Illyria, one is Willow, one is the other guy that nobody identified, and one is fuck, I definitely shouldn't have deleted it just yet. One is Faith.
Thought Faith was dead.
That one was.
She sure just hell disintegrated. Broke my stake in the process. Took half of it with her. Well, that one vamp was saying this is above my pay grade. I still think this is above my pay grade.
Well, let's get the fuck out of here.
Y'all are off the
Said
bus
no.
now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just for thematic purposes. This isn't really. I'm not gonna roll for it, but the man steps forward and just raises his hand. The entire bus comes off the ground, probably 30 feet, and then he squeezes his fist, and the bus begins to crumple like paper in a ball. And he doesn't finish the job. He just, you hear screaming inside, people running, trying to jump off the bus as it's hovering midair, and then he just drops it, and you hear inside your head, Jordan, "No matter where you go on this planet, I will find you." And you hear it's a male voice. It's a male voice you have not heard. It's not Spike. It's not Chad. It's not Connor. It's an Irish accent, but you imagine it's that voice. It's the voice of the man that you guys saw when you were trying to escape. Any last words? I mean, anything else that you guys want to do before the end of the game?
Clearly you're not God, so you're not God. Who are you?
Oh, are you thinking that back to him?
Yeah.
Okay. So Here's what I'm thinking. Let me know if you guys do or don't want to do it, because I know Tali, I know you don't do text roleplay, so I completely get it. But what I'm thinking is we end this here, and then we develop a bit more of our characters through text roleplay. You know, where they're going, what they're doing next. You know, Connor looking for his soul, all that good stuff. And then 3 months from now, we just fast forward it 3 months later, and basically have you guys re-come together in some other location in the world, and then basically kind of have to combat kind of the same situation with these people, you know, with these enemies, etc., but in a more kind of evolved way. And what I'm thinking is they've not just taken over the Irish district, but maybe a different sector. Oh, crap. What the hell? Did everyone get disconnected or just me?
No, it
Yep.
was everybody.
Okay.
Well,
Um, all right, so I'll repeat what I said. So I know. So what I was thinking was we stop here, do some text role play to maybe have Connor go off, try to get his soul back. Maybe have Jordan go to a different place to kill some vampires. Have Tali, and I know you don't do text role play, but we can just say your ghost self goes somewhere else to do something, and then we come
You
together.
know, I can give it a shot. I can give it a shot, but like I really don't know what text roleplay is, so it's going to be a little difficult for me.
It's fine. It's just like you know, writing a book or whatever, but in a smaller format. And you, like I said, you don't have to do everything perfectly. More than likely, we won't even roll for anything. It'll just be flavor and you know, character development and all that good stuff. But
Okay.
and then eventually, like 3 months from now, we'll come back together. You know, Connor's character will either have his soul back or be evil. One of those two things. Jordan will either be dead or be fighting some other thing somewhere else, and then have to come back to this situation. And then, of course, Chad will be still a ghost. But basically, we just come back 3 months later. We say, you know, 3 months later. You know, in the game, it'll be 3 months later as well. And basically, you'll come up against this threat again, and have to deal with it in some evolved way. So, like for example, instead of this guy taking over just the Irish district, maybe he has a bigger district somewhere else in the world that you guys find, and that will continue the series, but also kind of kind of give an ending to this quote unquote one shot. You weren't. This is probably the first game I've ever made that you guys were not meant to destroy the enemies, especially the big three. It was designed more um, as kind of a way for me to have the infamous as a player character. And I was like, if I could have anybody working for me in this universe, who would it be? Illyria, Willow, basically all the powerful people. Um,
Right.
but once we get into the series aspect of it, it will be way more character driven. It will be way more of my character being more of an actual character and not some stereotypical bad guy who shows up at the end to gloat or whatever. Um, and it, yeah, so that's what I think we should do. If anyone doesn't think that, just let me know. But I think that stopping here now, doing some text role play to kind of recontextualize or develop our characters, and then coming back 3 months later, same threat but just different, if that makes any sense. Like same guy, but maybe it's a different situation. He's taken over a different city, whatever. And then that, like I said, that'll continue the series, but also give us somewhat decent conclusion to this story. What do y'all think?
yeah. Hopefully, Connor gets his soul back.
Yeah, and the funny thing is like, once again, you know, you guys didn't do what I expected or wanted y'all to do, which is fine, completely fine. Um, I think Spike telling you like, "Hey, go to the Irish district," and y'all going there, and then finding that guy that he tackled. I'll have to figure out a reason why he told you guys to go there, because there really wasn't one, except for that was
Let's
where the
say,
action was.
good advice, Blondie. Let's go get all.
No, I'll come up with something. In fact, I could say that one of the characters or one of the people y'all see in front of the bus was Spike. So, you know, um, but all that I think can be, we can come up with all that later, you know, down the road. Um, but for now, like For example, when are you gonna that scientist guy talking about killing the boy for XYZ reasons that y'all didn't find out? That's gonna be come into play a lot later. Um, but for the moment, for now, I think that's a good place to end this quote unquote one shot and kind of figure out where we want to go from here. Because some of y'all might not want to play your characters. You might want to play a different character. I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised that nobody died. I thought for sure someone was going to have to take over an NPC, but y'all made it. Um, so
Connor's definitely trying to get his soul back and kill the person who took it.
Okay, so he's oh well, okay, so he's gonna go after Willow. Okay, and most of you know who these characters are. I mean, yeah, you might not have seen Angel, but Illyria's like I think either the most or second most powerful in that universe because he was a god.
Second most.
I think next to Glory probably. Um,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
um, but yeah, so and then if you decide for whatever reason, and the other thing is we other than deciding what characters you want to play, we got to kind of revamp the character sheets because some of them are pointlessly complicated and others are way too simple. Other parts of it, like the doing damage, I think needs to be a little bit revamped to make more sense. I don't mind the way it is now too much. It makes more sense in Supernatural because Supernatural is more about the story and the characters and less about combat. Buffy is like combat. Like that show is nothing but fighting pretty much. So it makes less sense in this. It needs to be a bit more fleshed out, I think. But like I said, we can figure all that out later. As long as you guys are cool with like in March or April continuing like 3 months later in the game, if y'all want to, then we're good on that, and we
Yeah.
can over the next 3 months we can figure it all out.
That's a
If,
yes for
if
me.
Yeah, that's a yes for me. If these two, if the Chad and Jordan do show up, if you say you can find a way to get his soul back, he'll be down
Yeah. Well,
for
that
letting his in.
I think that's gonna have to be in a text role play because
Yeah,
that is in the next 3 months, if he doesn't get his soul back, he's probably not going to. It's got to be that has to be something that similar to you know it's got to be probably the number one thing that has to be resolved more immediate than anything else, I think. Um,
yeah,
because it's yeah, you can't really do that 3 months from now in the game. That's because that's just a bunch of spells and more or less boring stuff. I think that's a good thing to put in the text role play now. Um, if there is
because
some,
if
hmm,
Chad knows a way, then
yeah,
he'll be willing to go.
it's likely Chad does know a way. And like I said, we can talk about that between games. Within the
Yeah,
next 3 months or over text role play, whatever. Um, and I'll also, if you don't want to do the text role play, like if it's just not for you, then I could just ask you like, hey, what would Chad do in this situation, and you could just tell me, and then we can put it in there. And that we've had to do that with few players before, and that's completely fine. Like I said, I know it's not for
yeah.
everyone. Some of us are writers, so it's kind of natural for us. But um, yeah,
I'm a different I'm a different kind of writer, but yeah, I understand completely.
yeah. Um, but yeah, anyway, does anybody have any questions, comments?